iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the show. Tonight we got a good one. We have the American Sim Racing Club Next Gen Series for race number 5 at the Paperclip. We're at the half-mile short track of Martinsville Speedway, so get ready to watch some action-packed racing here under the sun as we'll see these drivers head to their first official short track here. And I think the iRacing Next Gen car got a little bit of an update, so we'll see some extra damage to these cars. We'll have to see who will survive this 150 lapper here tonight. It should be a great one. Tonight we have the highlight driver of the number 82 machine. That is Zach Rush. So we'll get Zach up here in the booth, get him chatting with us and see what his game plan is here tonight and what he's got going on. So we'll dial up the driver now of the 82 machine, Zach Rush. Zach, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, I got a copy, bro. What's up?
Alrighty, man. You are the spotlight driver tonight. How are you feeling about Martinsville? Do you feel pretty confident here when these cup cars head to these short tracks?
Oh, I feel little challenge with these cup cars on these short tracks. I like the more bigger, more high speed tracks, but it is definitely a challenge here at Martinsville.
Yeah, that it is. I heard the cup cars got a little bit of an update here this week, so I think drivers may have to be a little bit more mindful of the damage. What's kind of the game plan for the 82 machine with 150 circuits around this place tonight?
Definitely conserving tires. That is the biggest one for tonight. I know we got 4 sets, but we're going to try to keep it like below 2 uses at least.
Yeah, always good to have a set for some late race restarts because you know it's a matter of time when it's going to come out here at Martinsville.
Yes.
Alrighty, Zach, and looking forward to the schedule. We got Darlington, Atlanta, Watkins Glen for the next 3 races. What of those 3 races are you looking forward to the most? Probably Atlanta, if I had to guess.
Oh, definitely. I'm looking forward to Atlanta.
Yeah, that should be a good one. Now, kind of almost a quote-unquote super speedway race, and that's always going to put on a good show. And Zach, why don't you tell the viewers at home, what's your setup like? What's the 82 machine behind piloting these days for the sim rig?
It's pretty basic, just a Thrustmaster wheel with custom dashboard for it, so I can adjust my brake pressure on the fly, and just some other things. Running VR, of course, makes it a lot nicer.
Gotcha. Yeah, that does. I heard it's really immersive, especially coming from the real life side. I know a lot of real life racers really enjoy the VR, being able to turn their head and whatnot. And how do you like the VR? I assume you really enjoy it if you're still using it.
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm always running VR when I'm doing racing.
Nice. And speaking about you doing a lot of racing, I think you stream. Is that correct, Zach?
Yes, sir, I do. I do a lot of streaming off time when I'm not racing. But when you guys aren't running your broadcast, I'll try to do streaming as well. So
awesome stuff. And if a viewer wanted to watch your stream, right on board with the 82 machine, where might they find the stream at, and what's the username, let's say?
They'd find me on Twitch at Droid82.
Alrighty, folks. So if you want to jump on board live at some point with the 82 machine, check out Droid82. So Zach, looking forward to this playoff. We got the win and you're in. I think we're taking the top 12 in points. You find yourself just outside of it here. What's kind of the game plan for the rest of the season to try and make your way into these playoffs, which I assume is the goal for this season?
I definitely want to make it to the playoffs, so we're gonna have to do a lot of conserving through a lot of these tracks. A lot of them will eat up tires. Just be patient in the back and hopefully keep the car clean.
Yeah, I tell you what, Zach, it's been anyone's game. We've seen all 4 races come down pretty much to the last lap to decide a winner. So, I don't think Martinsville will be any different tonight. Like you said, saving tires, keeping that car clean, and trying not to use too many tire sets. I mean, I don't think there's any more you can game plan because the rest of it will just come as the race goes on.
Yeah, most definitely.
And Zach, so if you're not on the iRacing simulator, what does Zach enjoy doing in his free time if it's not here turning some laps?
Oh, I'll definitely be in VR. I'll be doing choreography dancing. I teach a lot of dancing. Play a lot of FPS games on my free time as well with a lot of friends, and just generally hang out and chill. I mean, I do race 4 times a week. Well, coming up this Sunday with your guys' dirt series, I'll be racing 4 times a week. But definitely have fun doing it.
Dang, that's impressive, Zach. What's the best dance move you got? I can do the grocery shopping cart. What do you got in your inventory of dance moves? Let's say.
Oh, I do a lot of Michael Jackson dancing, so just about anything from him.
Oh, that's awesome. So I bet you have a mean moonwalk then.
Yes, sir, I do.
Oh, that's awesome, Zach. Well, we appreciate you jumping on board with the American Sim Racing Club, showing full support with all the series. That's very much appreciated. And we got to give you the time of day, give you a little bit of spotlight because we do appreciate the guys that are committed like you. So we want to thank you here from American Sim Racing Club in Turn 3, always putting on a good show. So, Zach, before we turn you loose here for the end of practice and dial in the qualifying setup, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and let you shout out anyone watching at home who might be tuning into the Spotlight Driver interview here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank Brandon Dollar Designs for the paint scheme on the car, V-Shoujo Motorsports, and a lot of my friends that are out there always encouraging me to keep going. So I really appreciate it all.
Yeah, no problem, Zach. We appreciate you, like I said, coming on out, spending your time with our league, and putting on some good racing. So, Zach, best of luck to you here from Martinsville. Hopefully you keep that car clean, and we'll definitely be tuning on in with you. So don't be surprised if you get a few, let's say, during the race interviews under yellow, Zach.
For sure. Look forward to it.
Alrighty, Zach. Best of luck to you here once again, and we'll see you out in qualifying.
Yep. Thank you, Brett.
Alrighty, folks, that was the driver of the 82 machine, Zach Rush, on the Thrustmaster wheel out there in VR. So another driver in the VR. I think they lead the way right now with the Spotlight drivers, let's say. A lot of guys out in the VR headset. Like I said, folks, it takes some getting used to, but it definitely is very, very immersive when it comes to it. So we're going to take a look here at the timing and scoring here. It looks like we have 23 cars on the premise, as Jeff O'Quinn now cracks into the top 5 here late in practice. Hayden Swank with a 19.32 at the top of the time and scoring here in practice. Ron Hart second, Brian Wildison third, Jeff O'Quinn fourth, and Dave Payton rounds out the top 5 here as we head to the final minute of practice. We got to shout out all the viewers out there tuning on in. Got to say we appreciate you tuning on in, spending your Tuesday night with us, as this is race number 5 of the American Sim Racing Club Next Gen Series at the Martinsville Speedway. Tonight we got 5 minutes of qualifying. Then we'll see drivers do battle for 150 laps. We'll do 75 miles in total, and that sounds like a lot of time, but folks, with lap times under 20 seconds, this race will fly on by. We'll have to see and try and figure out. Let me know in the YouTube comments how many cautions you guys think there are tonight. I'm going to go put my money on lucky number 7. I think we'll have 7 here tonight. Let me know if you think it's high or low and what your number is here as we get ready to head over to the Martinsville qualifying. We will, of course, keep our camera on the number 82 machine of Zach Rush for qualifying as we get drivers now heading on over and getting strapped in for qualifying. We got cars rolling out on the speedway. It looks like Justin Callahan, Brian Wildison, Brandon Marlowe, Devin McDonald, Jeff O'Quinn, Ron Hart, and Devin Markham all rolling out on the speedway, getting ready to start their qualifying time. So we will keep an eye on that as we are waiting for the 82 machine to roll out onto the speedway. With a little bit of time, we got to check out the Martinsville Speedway. Of course, it's the paperclip, as you can tell. Very long straightaways, very tight corners here at Martinsville. We'll see heavy braking, close racing, and of course, a lot of contact here as we head to our first official short track of the season. We, of course, got to thank all the viewers like you tuning on in. If you're looking to join a great league with a lot of different racing, be sure to check out AmericanSimRacingClub.com, as you can find short track series racing, dirt racing coming back this Sunday, and of course the next gen series that you're seeing up on the screen. As we get times rolling on in, Hayden Swank at the top of the time and scoring. We'll see if anyone can top him. He's currently on the pole with a 13.38. We'll take a look now at Ron Hart out on the speedway. He's trying to put in a flyer of a lap. Ron Hart on lap number 1 here off of turn number 4. We'll see where Ron Hart can go as he completes lap number 1. Ron Hart, quick time. He goes to the top of the 13.36. Looks like he will call it at that. So Ron Hart at the top of the timing and scoring. We'll see if he can improve from there. One car getting up to speed. That is the 25 machine of Nick Fleury. Fleury off of turn number 4 here for his first time lap. He's got CPM incorporated on the side of this machine. J home in angle, I believe. Nick Fleury down the backstretch for his first time lap. We'll see where Nick can go here. Off of turn number 4, the 25 machine comes. 19.63 lap number 1 for the 25 machine. We'll see what he can do. See if he can improve on lap number 2. As also on the speedway, we got Matt Kemp in the number 5 machine. And the 81 of Tristan Perry also putting down laps. In this lap, Nick Fleury with a 19.60. That will put him P number 3. And then we got spotlight driver Zach Rush out on the speedway. We'll see what Rush can do off of turn number 4. He'll start his first time lap. Zach Rush, late entry, but gets down low off the corner exit. He's trying to get a straight shot off the corner, get a big run. We'll see what lap number 1 can do for the 82 machine. Looks like he's just trying to warm up those tires this lap. This will be the money lap, as Rush, lap number 1, puts him way down in 21st, but this will be the money lap. Zach Rush building up those tire temps for this lap right here. down the backstretch for the final time for the 82 machine. He'll float it into 3 and 4 off of turn number 4. He will go with a, looks like will not improve on the 20.79. So Zach Rush starting deep in the field tonight. He'll have his work cut out for him by the end of this one, as I believe that will probably end up doing it for qualifying. We have 21 cars taking a lap. Ron the Hitman Hart on the pole with a 19.36. Hayden Swank with a 19.38 in second. Third going to Nick Fleury with a 19.60. Deontay Hewer also back in the top 5. That 00 machine has qualifying locked down with these Cup cars. Awesome to see him with another solid qualifying effort. He puts down a 19.63 to put a P number 4, and rounding out the top 5 is Dave Payne with a 19.64. So some pretty tight times off of those top 2. As we run through the final minutes here in qualifying and get ready to head down grid side for tonight's grid walk of the starting order. Alrighty, folks, we head down now track side and get tonight's starting order. Starting in the 24th position, he's got the Ford McDonald's Mustang. It is the 94 machine of Jeff O'Quinn. Starting P23 is the number 8 Horizon Ford Mustang, that being piloted by Kyle Munson. 21st will be our spotlight driver. That is Zach Rush in the number 82 Chevy Camaro. Starting 20th, Drew Thiel in the number 84 Castrol Ford Mustang. Then rolling off P number 19 is the 81 of Tristan Perry for that Chevy Camaro. Then starting in 18th, another Chevy Camaro, this being piloted by the 9 machine of Dan Lloyd, part of that Hot Lap Heroes gang. Those guys will be coming out in full force for this Sunday for the season opener of the Dirt Pro Late Models that you can find on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Starting P number 17 is the 5 of Matt Kemp. Then we go to P16. It's the Blue Deuce. John DeMeester will start 16th. 15th rolling off of the starting grid is Devin McDonald in the number 18. 14th going to Jordan McAvoy in the 422, also Hot Lap Heroes machine. Starting 13th is Davin Markham in the 46 or the 43 in the timing and scoring. Starting in the 12th position is the 111 Clay Atwood. He didn't have the finish he wanted from Chicago last, but he was very fast. Starting P11th is Tim Rogers in the 48. Cracking in the top 10 is Justin Callahan in the 75. Starting 9th is Stephen Hoffman in the 23. 8th will be Nathan Henry in the 59. 7th is Brandon Marlowe in the 37. Looks like 6th will be Brian Wilderson in the 951. 5th will be Dave Payne in the 38 Pinkerton machine. 4th is Deontay Hewer in the 00. Then we head now to the top 3. Nick Fleury in the 25 will start 3rd. Hayden Swank in the 35 will start runner-up, leading the outside front row. And Ron the Hitman Hart, starting on pole, will be leading us to green here for 150 laps at the Martinsville Speedway. 23 cars taking the green flag. We'll have to see how many end up taking the checkered, as this time by, it's the wave lap, folks. Get up on your feet, give your favorite drivers a wave, because next time by, we'll be going green flag racing at the Paperclip. It's Martinsville Speedway. The field heads down the last time under the pre-lap pacing. We'll wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road next time by. So this is the official wave lap, folks. Sorry about that. We want to see all the fans up on your feet. We got a sold out crowd here at the virtual Martinsville Speedway. We got a lot of sweet looking race cars here as we take a look at the field driving on by. This is probably the last time for some of these cars to look as clean as they are. Down the backstretch of the field will come for the final time. Drivers getting some heat in these tires because they know it's going to be go time. We'll see what kind of strategies unfold. Who's going, who's saving as the iRacing pace car heads down pit road here, folks. And off of turn number 4, the field comes Ron Hart leading us to green. He jumps on the loud pedal here, going up through the sequential gearbox. We are green flag racing for race number 5. We see the field dive down into turn number 1 side by side for the race lead. Hayden Swank off the corner with a pretty good run as the rest of the field makes their way on through the backstretch. Looks like everyone keeping it cozy as Brian Wilderson able to take over the 3rd position from Nick Fleury. The first car stuck on the top side besides the battle for the race lead. As we get a yellow flag out on the speedway, we got some cars slow on the backstretch, but looks like everyone getting their cars back rolling. So we'll have to figure out what happened. I believe it might have involved the 2 machine of John DeMeester as he heads down pit road. We're going to go check out the replay to see what brought out the yellow here on lap number 2. As further on up, it looks like contact between Zach Rush and Tristan Perry. Those cars checking on up in front. Looks like John DeMeester just a light little touch to the back of the 00. So John DeMeester should be all right if it's not too long of a pit stop behind. But we'll take a look now at the contact between the 81 and the 82 as they head into turn number 1. It looks like just good old Martinsville. Some different speeds on corner entry, and Zach Rush probably not expecting the 81 to be that slow. The 81 not expecting Rush to be that quick to the corner entry, and of course just make slight contact, but that's enough to bring out the yellow flag. So we are under yellow flag number 1 of the night. We're going to try and ride on board with the 82 machine of Zach Rush. See what he saw. Oh, he did get in the throttle a little bit, but just tough to say as, you know, the racing happens so quick here. We'll see if we can get a word with the driver of the number 82 machine here real quick and see what he has to say. So we're trying to dial up Zach Rush. As long as we're not going green, folks. That's the other bummer with this pace at the short tracks. You know, it happens here very quick. So we're going to try and dial up Zach Rush here real quick and see what he saw. Hey Zach, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, I got a copy. What's up, Brett?
Alrighty. Didn't think we'd be talking to you this soon, and I think maybe some contact between you and a teammate, is that correct?
Yeah, unfortunately. He checked up a little bit more than I thought, and I just wasn't on the brakes. I wasn't going to smoke the tires that early, but...
Yep, and I assume no real damage to both of your cars. It looks like both of you got the cars rolling, and very minimal damage, if at any, on the cars.
Yeah, I do believe the 81 might have a bent tie rod. The car's walking a little to the right on the straight, but not much.
Alrighty, well, Zach, appreciate the insight. We'll be touching base with you more here because I think you're about to go green here soon. So we'll let you get back to it, and hopefully you can pilot that thing to the front here again.
Will do. Thank you, Brett.
Alrighty, folks, we head back now and go green flag racing here at Martinsville. The leaders taking the green as they dive down into turn number 1. We are back racing up front, and looks like we get another yellow flag on the speedway. I believe the 43 machine's beached on the turtles here in turns 1 and 2. So as old Darrell Waltrip says, cautions breed cautions as we fall under our second yellow flag of the night. And it looks like it will be a tough break for this number 46 machine as it looks like he just gets loose on the binders, having a little bit too much rear brake and spinning that thing down low. Luckily, everyone with some great evasive maneuvers able to avoid that spinning number 46 machine, but ends up getting that thing stuck on the turtles, having to get the tow truck, and that will be a quick second yellow. That is what John DeMeester wanted to see, as I believe he's 2 laps down. So we'll jump on board with Deontay here real quick and see what he saw for this second yellow. He had to get on the binders hard, as we now jump on board here and seeing Markham just get big time sideways, a little bit too much rear brake at the start for that number 46 machine, and around he goes as Hero has to keep on standing on the binders trying to guess where that number 46 machine ends up spinning, but looks like only a 1-car incident to bring out yellow flag number 2 of the night. As the top 5 only really changing by a few spots. Brian Wilderson up 3 spots from where he started. He finds himself P number 3. And Nate Henry also as well up 3 spots from where he started. He finds himself cracking just into the top 5 in that 5th position. Deontay here having a penalty at the start of the race. He finds himself in P number 20 back in the Hornet's Nest, but keeping that 00 machine clean. He's got a lot of speed, as we saw him qualify once again in the top 5, so we'll have to see how long it takes for him to get back up to the front of the speedway. As I believe next time by, we should see the lights go out on the iRacing pace car. We'll get the field doubled on up and get ready to go back green flag racing, as we haven't had too much of that tonight. We only had pretty much 1 green flag lap, so we'll try and get some laps under these cars, get some heat in these tires, and see what kind of racing we can get here at the Martinsville Speedway. As we see the front 2 double on up, the lights out on the iRacing pace car. We are going green next time by. As the iRacing pace car once again heads down the early entrance into pit lane, as you can tell, into turn number 3, and off of turn number 4, the field comes Ron Hart leading us to green, waiting to get on the loud pedal here. He jumps on it very aggressively, gets the tires to stick, and we are back green flag racing as the field dives it down into turn number 1. First side-by-side battle, Brian Wilderson, Nick Fleury going door to door off of turn number 2. We jump on board with Wilderson here. As you can tell, not too much visibility out the right side to that 25 machine as 1 car goes around. That's the 59 machine of Nate Henry. So that will bring out our 3rd yellow flag here in 14 laps at the Martinsville Speedway. We'll take a look and see what happened to the 59 machine. Did he get some help, or did he lose it? We're hearing all throughout the practice session how loose these cars are on corner exit, and if they get sideways, it's game over. Pretty much you gotta lock it down and hope that no one hits you, and that's exactly what happened to the 59 machine. Just gets a piece of that inside wall, but just goosed it a little bit too hard off of turn number 4. That has the back end step around, and with no side force of these next gen cars, that thing just fully whips on around. So he's probably a little bit frustrated, but we'll see if we can get a word with the driver of the number 59 machine, Nate Henry, and see how difficult it is to pilot these cars here tonight. Hey Nate, you got a copy? It's Brett Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, Brett, I got you.
Alrighty, Nate. We saw you spin there, and we heard it all throughout practice how difficult these cars are to get off the corner. Very loose and with no side bite. Once things get sideways, it seems game over. Is that what happened there?
Yeah, I mean it's really sketchy on low air pressure cold tires. I was trying to baby it just hanging out up front, and it just jumped sideways on me. And there's no catching it.
Yeah, that seems like the case here tonight. And yeah, Nate, you're looking pretty good, moving up 3 spots from where you started here early in this race, finding yourself in the top 5. Now you're back in the hornet's nest, so I'm sure now the game plan drastically changes for the 59.
Oh yeah, now we're gonna ride for about the next 100 laps or so. Just try to keep the fenders on her and keep it clean, you know.
Yeah, because I heard people trying to take care of these tires by the end of this one, but I'm sure now you got to take extra care of those tires as they get a little bit of a slide on them.
Yeah, luckily these are pretty hard tires. They can take a beating, much like the fenders on these cars. So I'm hoping we can get a green run here soon.
Yeah,
feels like one's brewing, but we'll see.
Exactly, because right now we're in the old DW cautions, breed cautions. Well, before we let you go, Nate, if you want to give anyone a quick shout out on the broadcast, and we'll let you game plan for this next restart.
Yeah, thanks to Turn 3 for putting the broadcast on. Thanks, Brett, for broadcasting for us, and as always, thanks to the admins for putting on a good show for us.
All right, thank you very much, Nate, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you for all the right reasons here as we get ready to go back green flag racing action.
Yep, thanks, Brett.
Alrighty, folks, that was the driver of the number 59 machine, Nate Henry, currently going to be starting in the back of the pack for this next restart. As we jump back up to the front of this field, and this time by, we should see the lights go out on top of the iRacing pace car and get ready to go, hopefully, do some green flag racing here at Martinsville. So far, we're just about to hit 20 laps once you go back green, and so far most of them have been under yellow flag, as we have had 3 cautions here tonight. It looks like my guess of 7 yellows might be on the low side, depending on how this race shakes out, but we got the field doubled on up here, and now waiting for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road in turn number 3, and then once again, Ron the Hitman Hart leading us to the green flag. He has led us every lap so far, but Hayden Swank, a great short track drivers with Ron Hart. We'll see what he has to say. And we go back green flag racing here at Martinsville. Hayden Swank able to shut the door on Nick Fleury heading into turn number 1. Brian Wilderson now trying to roll the top side off of turn number 2. Further on back, Tristan Perry trying to make the move on McAvoy. Big time lockup out of the left front. He'll get a piece of McAvoy in 3 and 4. So Tristan Perry, seems like that car's hanging on halfway decent with that damage. As one car goes around, Tristan Perry gets a piece of it. That is Devin McDonald stopped in turn number 1. And we are back under the yellow felt here once again at the Martinsville Speedway for the 4th time here on lap number 21. We'll take a look here to see what happened to the number 18 machine heading into turn number 1. Right here off of turn number 4, side by side with Justin Callahan in the number 75 machine. This happening right in front of where we were looking at live, and heading into turn number 1. Looks like Devin McDonald just gets on the binders a little bit too hard, too late. That car gets sideways and puts some right wheel in it, and that thing hooks up on the left side, sends that car with a pretty hard nose first hit into the turn 1 wall. It looks like Tristan Perry gets a piece of the stopped 18 machine, so a tough break here early for the number 18 Chevy Camaro of Devin McDonald. Tristan Perry now getting some more damage to that number 81 machine. As we're under the 4th yellow here tonight, we're going to go turn it over to commercial and of course put up the Scrambler promo. This series coming back and currently active tomorrow night on the Turn 3 Racing Network, being broadcasted to you by the pace car driver himself. It's Boss Man Al out there in the pace car. He's also in the booth for that series, and I'll be out on track. So if you want to catch some fun racing, tomorrow we have Darlington in the street stocks, so it should be a wild one at that. We'll be right back here from Martinsville Speedway. As we come back to you here at the Martinsville Speedway, currently 25 laps in and 4 yellow flags. I mean, I think that's got to be a record here as we get caution after caution to start this race. Hopefully everyone's settling on down and get ready for some green flag laps. As this time by, we'll see the lights get extinguished on the iRacing pace car, and race control says, let's clean it up, boys. We're doing single file restarts until you guys can earn back the double file restarts. So we'll be going single file here for this start, and we'll see how the drivers can handle this. So Ron Hart will be leading us to green. Haynes Swank second, Brian Wilderson third, Nick Flory fourth, and Brandon Marlowe now in the top 5 in that 37 Hot Lap Heroes machine. In turns number 3, the iRacing pace car heads down pit road, and the field heads off at turn number 4, being led by Ron Hart. He will wait to jump on the loud pedal here. He jumps on it here very late. We go green flag racing here once again at Martinsville, and we'll see everyone dive it down into turn number 1. Some late lunges. Justin Callahan to the inside of Stephen Hoffman, but Hoffman has the drive down the backstretch. As once again Callahan sniffs the left rear, will get it just to the inside, but Hoffman with the better line, trying to put down that power, is clear. Will he shut the door? He thinks it's too early for that, and so do I. As now Matt Kemp trying to roll that topside in the 54 Chevy Camaro. Kemp, one of the biggest movers in this race here so far, started in the 17th position as one car goes around in the back. That is Deontay Hero, and a hard hit further on back from Davin Markham. Hard left-hand hit, and we'll see Markham call for the tow truck as Deontay Hero will flip that thing around, and we'll see what happened to bring out Hero. I think it will be probably very similar to the Nate Henry off of turn number 4. These cars, I guess, proven a big time struggle to keep the power down and try and get off these corners tonight. As yeah, it looks like here, that car definitely bounced a little bit weird. Not sure if he got the curb or not. And then one car very violently around. We'll go check out to see what happened to the 46 as he makes a hard contact to the left side of that car. And I think Markham's race will be done, as we'll take a look to see what happened after the yellow flag in turns number 3 and 4. It looks like Markham just at the apex gets that thing sideways, goes to correct him. Very similar whip to the Devin McDonald yellow, and that thing just comes around in a hurry, and hard left side contact as Deontay Hero now will pick up the tail end of this field as we are under caution flag number 5 of the night. It might be a long one, folks, because we are under our 5th yellow here on lap 31. We are a 5th of the way through this race and 5 yellows. So at this pace, we'll have 25 cautions by the end of the night. I don't think that will keep the pace, but it is sure scary to think about, as once again, we're running out of material to talk about under yellow. So we're going to go to the iRacing commercial, and we'll be right back here from the Martinsville Speedway. Alrighty, folks, we come back here at the Martinsville Speedway under our 5th yellow of the night, so definitely a handful of yellows here early in this race as we are under pace speed here once again. We got hopefully some racing action under our belt here in the future. I believe that time by we'll see the 2 to go. So next time by will probably be another single file start. Actually, it's 1 to go, folks. So we're going green this time by, as we'll once again try another single file start here on lap number 34. And once we go back green, it will be lap 35, and off a turn number 4 of the field will come. We'll wait for Ron Hart to jump on the loud pedal here. He does just that, goes up through the sequential gearbox, and we go back green flag racing here at Martinsville as the field dives down into turn number 1. Looks like only one car now out on the speedway. That is Davin Markham. As we get 1 green flag lap, can we get 2? We'll find out here in less than 20 seconds, as these drivers do about 20-second lap times here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. So once we do get green flag racing, these laps will click on by in a hurry. Right now, up in front, Ron Hart leading the way with Hayden Swank right on his tail, giving him chase, not letting Ron Hart save any sort of tires out there in front. These two definitely pushing hard because they have about a second gap to our 3rd place driver of Brian Wilderson. As last time by, Ron Hart, quickest car out on the speedway at 19.36. So Ron Hart pushing those tires here early. He's trying to develop a healthy lead here at Martinsville and check on out in front of the field. Right now, everyone's single filed out in this speedway, so no real battles at the moment. We'll have to see what is going on. One car, a little bit of an issue. That's the 422 machine of Jordan McAvoy. Not sure what happened to him, but he is now out on the speedway. We pick up at the tail end of the field as we get a yellow flag on the speedway. I believe it involves the 37 Hot Lap Heroes machine as he gets that thing back rolling. We'll figure out what happened to Brandon Marlowe off of turn number 4. Marlowe was in the 5th position, but now will probably be at the back of the field as Marlowe heads through 3 and 4 here on the replay. And just once again, we saw it with Markham. Now Marlowe, the latest victim, he will spin it right at the apex, bring out the yellow flag, gets a piece of that inside wall with the left rear. And you got to wonder, hopefully that didn't knock out the toe link or anything like that, but a tough break to Marlowe as he found himself in the top 5. Will now find himself all the way outside the top 20 as this guy's been leading here early. That is Ron Hart leading all 40 laps here so far. We're going to dial up the driver of the 51 machine and see what Ron has to say with this crazy start of the race. Ron, it's Brett the Jet in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Brett.
Alrighty, Ron. So a pretty long race to start tonight. You're out here leading every single lap, but I mean, not too many green flag laps to see what this car has. Tell us a little bit about your race and the game plan going for these next 100 laps.
Yeah, Brett, I think we got a good car. I think Hayden and I got a couple tenths on him, it looks like. So I'd like to get this green flag and kind of see if we can battle it out. But so far, these short runs, you know, everybody just got cold tires, and these things are hard to drive when they're cold tires. So I think if we could get 10, 15 laps on them, we'd get a good run going here. Hopefully we can do that.
Yeah, hopefully, Ron. And I tell you what, during that last little stint, you laid down a 19.36 fastest car on the speedway. So you qualified with the quick time and showing the way with the speed here in the race so far.
Yeah, I feel good about it, man. Being up here, long way to go. I don't think we're gonna have to pit this race. It doesn't look like, you know, we think we have enough gas now, and these things don't really wear the tires here from what I can tell. So I don't know that we'll pit. So hopefully we can just keep it up here and run this thing out and get some green laps in.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good plan, as Martinsville's always a race of, let's say, position. You know, always want to keep that car to the front as much as you can, and Ron doing just that, leading the way here. So Especially being a short track here at Martinsville, Ron, I think this falls right in your wheelhouse. What do you think?
Yeah, I haven't raced these cars too much on the short tracks, but once you get the brakes right in them, they handle pretty good. So we'll see what happens, man. We got a long ways to go.
Yeah, that is the key. Are you on 2 or 1 to go here?
We're coming to the green, Brett.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. If you want to shout out anyone here real quick.
Hey, shout out to my old man watching tonight. Hopefully we can get this going.
Alrighty, Ron, best of luck to you. And we'll let you lead the field to green here.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, that was driver of the 51 machine, Ron Hart, leading us once again to the green flag. And off of turn number 4, the field will come. And Ron, the Hitman Hart, and the 51 machine waiting to jump on the loud pedal in the Geico restart zone. He jumps on it here. We go green flag racing as now we jump on board with Hayden Swank right on the back bumper of that Chevy Camaro, number 51 machine of Ron Hart. Camaro's looking very strong. They sit in the top 6 here tonight. The first Ford in 7th of Stephen Hoffman. And the only Toyota out on the field, Jordan McAvoy, with some issues. So Toyota's not having the night they wanted, but Chevy's up here in the top 6 as Hayden Swank all over the back bumper of Ron Hart for the race lead. We saw it in the last run, folks. This run keeping it true as well. Hayden Swank keeping Ron Hart honest out there in front. Definitely not letting him get away, save any sort of tires. It's these guys once again pulling away from the 3rd place driver of Brian Wilderson. I think Wilderson keeping a long run in mind. He says there's got to be one here soon, and hoping it's this time, as Wilderson taking it easy in 3rd, and the rest of the field kind of doing the same as Ron Hart improves the best lap time of the session. He will go faster as we get another yellow flag out on the speedway. It looks like this time it will involve the 94 of Jeff O'Quinn in the McDonald's Ford Mustang. We'll take a look here off at turn number 4, and O'Quinn gets some tire spin, tries to save it, does the old left-right wiggle, and gets a pretty good hit with the left front to that inside wall. Will probably be some fairly good damage to that front fascia of that 94 McDonald's machine, but Jeff O'Quinn trying to save that race car. As you see the damage to the left front, trying to save it, spending that time swerving left and right, and by the end of it, could not keep it underneath him with these no side force down. We're going to talk to a driver finding himself in the mid pack, that being Kyle Munson in the number 8 machine, but he is the biggest mover of the race so far, up 13 positions from where he qualified. So we'll try and talk to the driver of the number 8 machine of Kyle Munson. Kyle, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Hey man, what's up?
How you doing, Kyle? We're talking to you because with this seeming like early race of attrition, you are the biggest mover, up 13 positions from where you started. Tell us how you're doing it.
I mean, really just trying to avoid all the melee, you know. It's pretty busy out here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I figured the response would fall along the lines of just surviving out there. Kyle, how's that 8 machine feeling here for you tonight?
Feels really good so far. I'd like to just get some laps on it, you know, so that way we can get some heat cycle built in the tires and see what we got for everybody.
Yeah, hopefully. And Kyle, I got to say, I haven't talked to you here too much over the winter, and I saw you did some pretty impressive racing in the RC world. If you want to give viewers a quick rundown of what you did, I think you won some pretty big race out there. I think Indiana or something like that.
Yeah, I traveled down to Indiana. There's a race down there, one of the larger races, so ended up getting a TQ and win for one of the classes. So that went really good. The other one finished top 20 in it, so really happy about that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Kyle Munson, pretty big in the RC car land. And Kyle, we missed you for the first couple weeks. Are you planning to run the rest of the season with us, or just on a part-time schedule?
I'm actually planning on running the full season, so I'll be here with you guys.
Awesome stuff, Kyle. Are you guys on 2 to go or 1 to go here?
Looks like 2 to go.
All right, good. We still got another minute with you. So with the season, with you planning to run the full season, what's kind of the game plan? You know, a X-Series champion of the Sportsman Series, so you definitely have some speed underneath you, especially with these NASCAR-style cars.
Yeah, so really just trying to still learn these cars. These are pretty new to me. So, that's going to be the biggest thing. It's just a lot of learning curve there.
Yeah, I tell you what, it seems like people pick these things up on their own pace, and these things definitely do have a big learning curve. So, Kyle, before we let you go and get ready to go back green flag racing, I'm going to go let you shout out a few people before you get rolling.
I just want to say thanks to everybody that supports me. Appreciate all the support from the sponsors and everybody. So, thank you.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. That's the number driver. Best of luck to you, Kyle, here.
Thanks.
Alright, that's the driver of the number 8 Horizon Machine, Kyle Munson, as we get ready to go back green flag racing action here at Martinsville. And off of turn number 4 of the field will come. We'll restart mid-pack here as we jump on board with Kyle Munson. One car slow on the start. That's Matt Kemp. Munson will go to the outside, and we'll see side-by-side racing here in the mid-pack. Kemp now trying to roll the top side of Tim Rogers, as we'll see them still try and sort things out. Now Tim Rogers stuck to the top side. Dave Payne also up top as well, as Tim Rogers able to get fouled on in. Looks like he'll let his teammate of Dave Payne back on the inside line, and Kyle Munson now finds himself in the top 10 here in the 9th position, up now 14th for positions from where he started. But Matt Kemp, another man on a mission in the Chevy Camaro Accessories 54 machine. As one car goes around further in the back, that is Clay Atwood in the number 111 machine. We'll see him bring out the yellow flag here and try and see what happened, as Atwood was right behind Kyle Munson. And once again, off of turn number 4, that seems like a treacherous spot here in the Next Gen Cup cars. That thing steps out from underneath him. No way of saving it, and he will, looks like, jump to pits, and maybe that will be the end of Clay Atwood's night, as the field will pick up the iRacing pace car. We're going to go to commercial break, so don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alrighty, folks, we are back at the Martinsville Speedway under pace speed here for the 8th time here tonight. We're on our 8th yellow here on lap number 60 of 150. So we still got 90 laps to try and figure out a winner. The points looking like the following in the series after 4 races. Tanner Tallarico leading the way. Hayden Swank in second. Brian Woodis in third. Dave Payne fourth. And also tied with Dave Payne in points is Stephen Hoffman. So Tanner Tallarico missing the race here tonight. That will definitely shake up the top points. And Hayden Swank running second will probably take over the points lead. But through the first 4 races, we have had 4 different winners. that being Hayden Swank locking into the playoffs, Ron Hart also in the playoffs, Tim Rogers, and Tanner Tallarico. So those guys all locked on in. As once again, the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car. We're going to go try and go back green flag racing. And off of turn number 4, the field will come. We'll wait for Ron Hart to jump on the loud pedal. He just does that. And we go back green flag racing here at the Martinsville Speedway. We see the field dive it down into turn number 1. Looks like single file for the most part. Maybe a little bit side by side further in the back. Brian Wilderson, we got to keep an eye on that 951 machine. Was pretty much the only car coming down pit road that last time to take some tires. So we're going to have to see how those tires shake on out for the 951 pitting just inside the top 5. Will now find himself back up to 14th. So Wilderson trying to make quick work of those new tires. Further up front we go side by side with the 84 machine and the 00. That is Drew Thiel up top as he goes right against the wall, lose a handful of spots he was battling with here in 11th. Now Thiel will slot back into the inside line all the way back in the 15th position. As one car big time loose, that is Hayden Swank. He somehow keeps the car underneath him, but Hayden Swank losing some spots now from second. We'll try and hang on to 4th from Stephen Hoffman. So Swank a big time moment, and further up front Matt Kemp goes to the biggest mover of the race up to second position in the number 5 or the 54 on the car. So Matt Kemp a man on a mission here early, as we're going to go ride on board with Matt Kemp and see what's making him so quick around the speedway. And you guys can hear here, folks, some gear shifting with these sequential gearboxes. We ride on board for a lap. So as you can see on the digital dash, folks, last lap 19.34. That is the fastest on the speedway. That time by a 19.42, so about a tenth faster than our race leader, as we get, I believe, a yellow flag on the speedway, and that looks pretty big, as I believe Hayden Swank and Nick Fleury involved in this one. As we'll take a look to see what brought out our 9th yellow flag of the night. Hayden Swank making contact with Nick Fleury. The good old iRacing net code sends the 25 machine around off of turn number 4, and that will bring out the 9th yellow cloth of the night, as now these drivers just waiting to get rolled on around. I think further on back we might have had some issues further back in the pack. We're going to go take a look and see what happened to John DeMeester in the Blue Deuce in turns number 1 and 2. Looks like he just gets on the binders, just avoiding the wreck. No big issue there, as I believe further on back the same thing. Yeah, just drivers coming to a very cautious roll at the Martinsville Speedway, making sure they don't get any extra damage if they can. So we'll try and dial up our spotlight driver here as we approach halfway in this race. So we're going to go try and get a word with Zach Rush of the 82 machine. Zach, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Got a copy, Brett. How's it going?
Oh, man, it's been going. We're under our 9th yellow here tonight. It has been a big race of attrition. Tell us what you've been seeing out of the Spotlight driver's windshield here tonight.
Oh, boy. I've been seeing a lot of people getting loose off of 4, giving it a bit too much gas. I mean, a lot of people got to understand sometimes, like with these smaller tracks and these bigger cars, you can't give it too much gas, otherwise the rear's just going to kick out.
Yeah, that seemed to be a talking point all practice long, of drivers complaining how loose it was on corner exit. And it seems like it's no different in the race. It seems like everyone's, I guess, pushing from the start of the green flag.
Yeah, everyone's full throttle off the green flag, but I mean, if we can get a couple green flag runs, I think we'll be all right.
And Zach, we talked a little bit about your strategy here, probably taking 2 sets of tires with this amount of yellows. I think we'll probably only see 1 set of tires bolted on that machine. I mean, what's the game plan for the second half of this race now?
Yeah, so we already did take 1 set of tires and filled the tank up just to make it to the end of the race. But with this many yellows, I don't think we're going to be taking another set of tires yet. I mean, if we get a good green flag run, I think we will, but we might be taking 2 just this whole race.
Yeah, well, we will have to see. As Zach, how's the car been handling? It seems like it's of course loose on corner exit and seems maybe a little bit tight on entry.
Yeah, cars is great. Other than those things, I mean, it's handling great. Other than corner exit, I haven't been real loose off corner exit. Entry has been tight though.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the motto here tonight. So Zach, we'll let you get back to it here, and we'll check in with you before the end of the race. Best of luck to you, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
Alrighty, folks. Once again, that's the driver of the number 82 machine, Zach Rush, and we head now up to the front as Ron Hart jumps on the loud pedal here. We go back green flag racing here at the Martinsville Speedway. Stephen Hoffman gets away with a great start. He finds his way to the inside of Dave Payton in the number 38 Pinkerton machine. Now Tim Rogers under fire from Kyle Munson. Munson now reclaims the biggest mover. He is trying to find himself in the top 5, currently running in 6th, up 17 positions from where he started. So looks like a few cars heading the right direction, a few cars in the wrong direction, as we get a yellow flag on the speedway here once again, right at the cross flags. We'll be halfway down at the start finish line, as I believe the 18 machine of Devin McDonald involved in this 10th yellow here tonight. So we're going to take a look at the replay here and see what happened. As we got some guys trying to make their way back up through the field. That is Hayden Swank and Nick Fleury trying to make their way back up through the field. And we get 4 wide racing action at Martinsville. I mean, that doesn't work out pretty much ever, and that won't work out this time, as Field tries to thread the needle in the middle, just running out of real estate. Thiel gets a piece of the wall as well, and yeah, some more contact to the outside wall of turn number 1 for the 18 machine of Devin McDonald. And 3 wide racing action, never going to work, especially 4 wide racing action here at the Martinsville Speedway. So we're going to go ride on board with the driver, our spotlight driver, Zach Rush, and take a look at this 4 wide into turn number 1. And he has to jump on the binders hard, being stuck in that outside lane. And Nick Fleury also making some good evasive maneuvers, keeping their cars clean for this 10th yellow here tonight. As we'll try and dial up someone in this race. I believe maybe we'll try and dial up the driver of the 25 machine of Nick Fleury. He's actually down on pit road, so we'll try and get a word with Nick Fleury here. Nick, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth.
I do.
Alrighty, it looks like you are out of the car, Nick. I assume calling it quits after this one.
Brett, I'm gonna call someone an idiot, and I'm gonna get in trouble, so I better leave.
All right. Alrighty, we'll try and dial up, I think, the 35 machine of Hayden Swank and see how he is doing. Hayden, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here. Alrighty, folks, it looks like Hayden Swank not responding as well. Tempers going high here at the Martinsville Speedway as we get a lot of yellow flags, so that is very tough for these drivers as we try and get them some green flag laps here by the end of this one. So we'll try and get things sorted on out as we are under yellow flag for the 10th time here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. Definitely more yellow flags than we would like to see as the lights go out on the iRacing pace car And we get ready to try and go back. Green flag racing here. Ron Hart currently leading the way in tonight's race. He has led all 80 laps so far of the 150. Matt Kemp with a very sporty 54. Chevy Camaro in second. Stephen Hoffman third. Dave Payne fourth. And Tim Rogers rounding out the top 5. The field heads through 3 and 4 here, and off of turn number 4, we see the green lights here. Ron Hart on the loud pedal. We go back, green flag racing. Ron Hart gets away with a great start, leading the way down as the field dives it down into turn number 1. Brian Wilderson looking to the inside of Brandon Marlowe, not going to make it stick, so Marlowe able to hold on to that 9th position. As we see further back, Hayden Swank trying to make the move on the 2 of John DeMeester. Hayden Swank trying to get back in the top 10, maybe even the top 5 if we get some green flag runs. So it looks like most of the cars single filed on out except for this 35 machine of Hayden Swank trying to charge back up through the front of this field. Now finds himself in P number 11. As one car goes around in turns number 1 and 2, that is Nate Henry in the 59 Advanced Auto Parts machine. He'll get that thing rolling in the right direction here in 1 second, and we'll try and figure out what brought out the 11th yellow here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. As we take a look at Henry down the front stretch here, and he'll dive it down into turn number 1. And if I had to guess, folks, it probably got loose at the apex. Nate Henry tries to save it and just washes on around, and that is exactly what happened. Maybe carried a smidge too much speed in that second lane, maybe got some marbles, and that thing whips on around him, and he'll find himself against the wall. And another single car incident to bring out the 11th yellow here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. So with this yellow, we're going to go to commercial break here once again, and we'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere, folks. It is race number 5 from the Martinsville Speedway.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
As we come back to you here for race number 5 of the American Sim Racing Club Next Gen Series, we are under our 11th caution here, but we're going to try and go back to green flag racing action here as the lights are extinguished on top of the iRacing pace car here once again. And we'll see if we can get some laps under our belt. Currently lap number 88 of 150 here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. You guys will want to tune in next week because we might get some throwbacks out on the Speedway. We got Darlington on the docket for April 18th as the field dives down into turn number 1. We are back green flag racing here, and it looks like everyone's single filed on out on the Speedway, so we'll see everyone probably take it fairly easy here as we're going to try and get some green flag laps. One car almost contact in 3 and 4. That was Brian Wilderson and Hayden Swank. If they didn't make contact, it was definitely very close as Wilderson had to make a big time save and somehow kept that thing off the wall as we now look for the battle for third on the Speedway. Dave Payne down low, Stephen Hoffman and one car against the wall. That is Deontay here. He will be stopped and get tagged by the 2 machine of John DeMeester, and that is some big time contact there as I believe Devin McDonald also goes on around. So that will bring out caution flag number 12 of the night. And I think that's flirting with the record here of American Sim Racing Club across all series and all seasons as we take a look at the 00 machine in turns number 3 and 4. And once again, just goosing it a little bit too hard. And that thing once again snaps hard right, trying to put a little bit of wheel, trying to save it. And then John DeMeester, nowhere to go. He gets a piece of the 00 as he stopped on the Speedway. Looks like Devin McDonald may have got a shot from the back trying to check on up, and we see some more cars down pit road, and it looks like we got about 14 cars still left on the lead lap by this one, and it has been a long race, and I think just getting longer by the minute. So we're going to try and talk to one of our drivers out here. Had a little bit of an up and down night, currently finds himself back from where he started. That is the driver of the number 37 machine Hot Lap Heroes, Brandon Marlowe. We'll see if Marlowe has a copy. Brandon, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Alrighty, Brandon. So a little bit of an up and down race from you. You know, find yourself in the top 5, then spin, now back up into 7th position from where you qualified. Tell us, I mean, it looks like this car very loose off corner exit, tight coming in. Is that the case here tonight?
Yeah, that pretty well sums it up. Just, you know, trying to hang on after it got away from me there early. Just trying to keep it underneath me and stay out of these cautions and just, you know, move up one at a time.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a big time race of attrition. Already 12 yellow flags here on lap 94 coming to 95. And Brandon, what's kind of your game plan for the second half of the race? Got some pretty fast cars in front of you.
Oh man, that's it. Just keep it pointed in the right direction and just see where it shakes out here in the last 50.
Yeah, that's going to be the case, as Brandon. You know, appreciate you running this series. Are you planning to run this whole season, let's say, with the next gen cars? I know you're excited for this Sunday with the dirt coming on back.
Yes, sir. Plan on trying to make them all.
Awesome stuff. Well, we appreciate it, Brandon. Right now, you currently find yourself in the 8th position in points, and with a few of the top 7 missing here tonight, I think you might be closing in on top 5 in points. So with that, you know, playoffs could be a very possibility. Is that the hope for when the time comes for this 37 machine?
Yeah, just got to stay consistent and try to stick around the top 10 in points and, you know, be there for when the playoffs start.
Yep, that is the key, because when it's playoff times, anything can happen, as we know in the real life. So Brandon, before we let you go, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank here real quick.
I just got to give a shout out to, you know, all my Hot Lap Hero teammates. We're kind of stepping out of our element here, but we're giving it our best shot. So just definitely got to give a shout out to all those guys.
Yeah, I appreciate all the support from those Hot Lap Hero bunch turning up each week. We got to appreciate it. It does get noticed, and we appreciate it. So, Brandon, we'll let you go and try and run some green flag laps here.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, that was Brandon Marlowe in the number 37 Hot Lap Heroes machine as we get ready to go back green flag racing here. And off of turn number 4, the field will come. Ron Hart leads us to green here once again. We'll jump on the loud pedal and go back racing at Martinsville as we see the field dive down into turn number 1. Ron Hart leading the way over Matt Kemp. Dave Payne now in the second position. Further on back, we get some side-by-side action as Dan Lloyd tries to make the move on Zach Rush in the number 82 machine. Rush all the way in the top lane, trying to carry that momentum. Gets a big run off of turn number 4, and he'll try and slide in front of Devin McDonald in the 18 machine, who's trying to get around Nate Henry. That's to get on the binders big time to not get in the back of that 82 machine of Zach Rush. As we get another yellow flag, this time it looks like the 48 of Tim the Tank Rogers, and some heavy contact to that right front for Tim Rogers, as we'll take a look here and see what happened to the Skull number 48 machine. Gets a little sideways off of turn number 4, tries to save the car, gets the old death wobble left, right, and gets a piece of the wall. Stephen Hoffman right on the back bumper, nowhere for him to go, and then the rest of the field going on by, and luckily no other cars involved. Stephen Hoffman probably a slight scratch to that right front fender, so definitely could have been worse for him, but getting out of there pretty unscathed as Tim Rogers now picks up the back of the lead lap field. Looks like he'll probably be restarting right around the 14th position when we go back green flag racing, as we have 100 laps down and 50 more laps to go, folks, at the Martinsville Speedway. So we still got a lot of racing to be had. Also another driver of the Hot Lap Heroes group. It is the 9 machine of Dane Lloyd. So we'll try and dial up Dane. He has been a supporter of the series all season long, so we're trying to get his words of this race attrition race. Dane, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Hey, man.
Oh, man. It's so far been a pretty big race of attrition. What have you seen out your windshield here tonight for that number 9 Hot Lap Heroes machine?
Just a bunch of wrecks, man. I don't think I passed one car in the green, and I made it up the 9th.
Yeah, I was going to say, not too bad results if we were to throw the checkered right now, you know, finding yourself in the top 10 in the 9th position, like you said. And yeah, I think tonight has been a huge race of attrition. Tell us, where do you think the drivers are struggling? Seems like this car tight on entry, loose on the corners.
Well, me personally, I'm just learning these asphalt cars, so I'm really taking it real easy, trying to get in and off. I think I'm in a lot of people's way, but I'm trying to learn them. But you know, these little tracks like this are tough to run.
Yeah, they definitely require full concentration every single lap, because you know you lose that 100% concentration for 1 second, and these things go on around. And Dane, we got to say we appreciate you turning up to each of these races. I know pavement stuff's probably not your forte, but we appreciate you. We see you out here each and every race, so gotta give a huge shout out to you and the Hot Lap Hero gang. And I think you're looking forward to this upcoming Sunday with the dirt making a return.
Heck yeah, man! I'm ready to get back on some dirt. But this is fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to learn these cars. You know, it breaks up the monotony of this, so it's just a big learning curve for them.
Yep, and I'm sure we'll see some great improvements from you throughout the season. So I think you might be going green here, so we'll let you go and get ready to go racing.
All right, thank you, sir.
Alrighty, that's the 9 machine of Dan Lloyd, and I believe they are ready to go racing here next time by. So we'll jump back up to the front of the speedway here and keep an eye on the restart from the top 3. Matt Kemp, of course, up 15 positions from where he started. He finds himself on the back bumper of Ron Hart. Kyle Munson now cracking into the top 5, but he's got Hayden Swank behind him on new tires. We'll keep an eye on Swank as well as the iRacing pace car heads down onto pit road. We once again wait for Ron Hart to lead us to green. Has the most laps led by now, leading all 104 laps. They have not seen pit road at all this race, and Ron Hart on the loud pedal here once again. We go back green flag racing here at the Martinsville Speedway. The field diving down into turns number 1 and 2. Hayden Swank now to the inside of Kyle Munson. So we'll see a side-by-side battle for the 5th position. And off of turn number 4, it looks like Swank will get the spot. So Hayden Swank is a coming on those new tires. Swank, big-time checkup. Munson with evasive maneuvers. That will open up the door for Brandon Marlowe for the 6th position. As Munson gets a piece of the wall, he will be stuck once again on that top lane, and contact further on up. Hayden Swank to the left rear of Stephen Hoffman. That's got to make Hoffman not the happiest, as Hayden Swank leaning on Hoffman here late in this race. Hayden Swank, a man on a mission. One car going around on the backstretch. That is the 951 machine of Brian Wilderson. We'll see the yellow flag for the 14th time here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway, as Wilderson will get that thing righted in the right direction and get rolling here as the iRacing pace car heads back out on pit road. But up front, Ron Hart and Matt Kemp putting down both the fastest laps of the session. So both those guys pushing very hard here as we see some fake outs on pit road. It looks like everyone's staying on out, knowing how important that track position is. We'll try and dial up the driver of the number 23 machine of Stephen Hoffman and see how his race is going, and see what he's thinking in this 5th position here with about 40 laps to go here in this race. Stephen, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, we got you.
Alrighty, man. A big time race of attrition. Tell us how your race is going in that 23 machine.
If we could get it going, it'd be interesting to see how it goes. The short runs we get going, and then it seems like a caution comes out. So hopefully we can get these last 42 together.
Yeah, hopefully, because I think it would be really interesting to see the battles out on the speedway if we get some green flag laps, see how drivers have taken care of those tires. And under that last green flag run, a little bit of contact between you and Hayden Swank. I'm sure not the happiest camper with that, as he got in your left rear on a very tough spot on corner exit like that.
I think I locked him up, and then he might have got into me a little bit. It could have been a lot worse than what it was. I think we gave each other pretty good room, so I'm just happy I didn't hit the wall and we were able to keep it going.
Yeah, that is good that both you guys kept it straight, as that could have been a pretty big one. And you involved with some close calls. You, a few yellows ago, you with Tim Rogers, getting together a little bit on the front stretch. That had to be a clincher moment there.
Yeah, I've adjusted my brake bias and your master cylinders a little bit. I think I'm able to drive it in a lot deeper than some people. I don't lock it up as easy. I'll say that, and I'll probably lock it up on this next start. But I got to his outside and wanted to go cross him over, and I think I took the air off his car. I don't believe we touched, but he hit the wall and he just shot back across. I tried to lift, but there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, especially these close quarters racing here at the Martinsville Speedway. There's little to none reaction time when it comes down to it with these brakes on these cars. So, Steven, before we let you go and get settled in for this next restart, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to in the YouTube lands?
Whoever's out there watching that 2-3 car.
Alrighty, best of luck to you, Steven. Hopefully you hang on for a top 5 finish, and maybe we'll be talking to you by the end of this one.
Yep, we'll try to be a little aggressive on the restarts and keep our momentum up on the bottom.
That will be the key. Best of luck to you, Steven.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, that is the driver of the number 23 machine, Stephen Hoffman, getting ready to go back green flag racing here off of turn number 4. The field heading through 3 and 4 here and get ready to light them back up and get the field refired as we go back green flag racing here at Martinsville Speedway. The field diving down into turn number 1. Top 2 checked on out here early already making a gap over Dave Payne, who has Hayden Swank breathing right down his back bumper. These guys trying to check on out, and Hayden Swank big time sideways off of turn number 4. He's trying to get aggressive with that loud pedal on those new tires, and that time it'll bite him. He'll lose a lot of ground. Now he has to make up about a whole second as one car goes around down the backstretch. That is Devin McDonald. He will stop it on the backstretch as Deontay Hero will sneak on by, and looks like another single car incident to bring out the 15th yellow here tonight. And I think if we get one more yellow, folks, I think we'll have a new ASRC record of the most yellows in one race as we take a look to see what happened to the number 18 Worldwide Express machine. And off of turn number 2, just got out of sorts. Very similar to the Tim Rogers incident on the front stretch. Now having to happen to Devin McDonald. And as you can tell, folks, we've been talking a while, and it is going downhill on my end. So hopefully with this, we get this thing wrapped on up here sometime sooner than later. But we will see, as we're running out of people to talk to, folks. I can't believe it. As we'll run through a commercial break here. We'll be right back. As we are back at the Martinsville Speedway for race number 5. Reinhardt trying to make himself the first multi-time winner this season, currently leading all 119 laps of the 150 so far. And we'll have to see if he can close the deal for these last 30 laps. He's got a hungry Matt Kemp on his back bumper, though, so we will have to see how this race shakes on out in the end. The iRacers pace car heads down pit road, and we get ready to go back green flag racing once again, or at least once again try to. We will have to see how this shakes on out. And off of turn number 4, the field will come Reinhardt and the guy called Restart Zone. On the loud pedal, he goes Matt Kemp with a great start. He's right on the back bumper of the race leader heading into turn number 1. Kemp keeping the pressure on hard here. Hayden Swank did want to see that yellow, as he now has the move to Dave Payne. So Hayden Swank trying to get up in the top 5 if he can, and top 3 now, as he's to the inside of Dave Payne. They'll go side by side for the 3rd position here at the Martinsville Speedway. Off of turn number 2, Hayden Swank will reclaim that spot. So Swank up into P number 2, battle for the race lead. Matt Kemp hard on the brakes. You saw the left front almost lock up on that car. One car in the wall off of turn number 4. That is Dan Lloyd trying to keep that number 9 machine underneath him. Not sure what happened to cause that, but he finds himself in the wall. Same with Tim Rogers up on the speedway, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Brian Wilderson now around Tim Rogers for that 9th position. Further up front, Kyle Munson around Brandon Marlowe for P number 6. So Munson trying to find himself in the top 5 for the first time this season for a finish. Out front, Reinhardt getting a little bit of a gap for the race lead, as we finally get some green flag laps here at the Martinsville Speedway. About a 4-car length gap, and of course I jinx it, folks, as we get 1 car stopped down low off of turn number 4. That is Brian Wilderson, as we'll take a look here to see what happened to the 951 machine. He was running in the 9th position before this yellow flag, as we'll take a look to see what happened here. And if I had to guess, folks, some contact to that inside curb. Will definitely upset the car enough. We'll jump it on sideways, and then Wilderson keeps his foot in the gas, lets it slide down out of harm's way, and make sure no one else gets involved. So appreciate keeping the track clean, but definitely a tough break for Wilderson, as we see here the first time really someone really getting a lot of piece of the curb. And that's another thing these drivers having to keep in mind for this Martinsville race, is that this curb, you do not want to hit it, as Brian Wilderson found out. It will upset the car in a hurry and make it pretty much impossible to save, as we got a few cars down pit road. Highlight drivers Zach Rush, Dane Lloyd, and Brian Wilderson all coming on down to take some tires. As I believe this is a new record for the American Sim Racing Club. With a whopping 16 yellows at the Martinsville Speedway. So I believe that is a record. I'm trying to check in the old Sim Racer Hub stats. If you ever want to check out your stats from your favorite driver, check it out on simracerhub.com and check out American Sim Racing Club, as that has all the previous seasons. And I believe this beats the old Martinsville yellow flag amount. And I think it beats any of our short track stuff, as we find ourselves under our 16th yellow. So my guess at the start of the night of 7, definitely got blown out of the water tonight. If you guessed the over, you're walking away with a pat on your back, because we definitely beat that, as Ron Hart, though, has led every single lap of the 127 completed. Ron Hart has been out in front, so Ron Hart would lose this race in a heartbreaking fashion if he ends up losing it in these last 20 or so laps. He's got a hungry Matt Kemp in. Hayden Swank has made his way back up from that yellow flag on those new tires all the way to the 3rd position. So Hayden Swank also looking very sporty here late in this race. He's trying to pick up another win as well. Both Ron Hart and Hayden Swank, previous winners this season, trying to make it the first repeat winner of either of them. This time at the start finish line, we'll see the lights get extinguished on the speedway. We'll be going green next time by, folks, as Ron Hart will once again lead us to green. Matt Kemp in 2nd, Hayden Swank 3rd, Dave Payne 4th, and Stephen Hoffman rounding out the top 5. And with this yellow, we're gonna do everyone's fan favorite. We're gonna go do a little turn 3, turn it up. So get your speakers ready to blast us, because off of turn number 4, the field will come, and we'll go back green flag racing action and get ready for some turn 3, turn it up. Alrighty, folks, and as you saw, Matt Kemp trying to make a move for the race lead, but not quite enough. Kemp will reslot in the 2nd position, that time by Ron Hart, quickest on the speedway. So those old tires not really slowing down too much underneath the 51 machine of Ron Hart. He puts down a 19.29, so Ron Hart looking very sporty in the late stages of this race, as that time by at the start finish line. We see 17 laps to go. Up front, we got about a 3-car breakaway, that being Ron Hart, Matt Kemp, and Hayden Swank, as we get our 17th yellow of the night. Looks like the 9 machine of Dan Lloyd stopped on the front stretch here. He gets that thing back rolling, as we did talk to the driver of the 9 machine. We'll take a look and see what happened to Dane off of turn number 4. And once again, like Brian Wilderson, gets a piece of that curb, and that car will instantly jump around on the speedway. That thing will then be facing the wrong direction and bring out our 17th yellow of the night with about 15 laps to go. So when we go back green flag racing, folks, it will just be just over 10 laps to go till we go back green flag racing action. Also, a little heads up, folks, for post-race interviews tonight, we will probably be only doing the winner down in victory lane. So we'll be chatting with them with this extended coverage of tonight's race. We got times to make and times to keep. As if you're tuning on in with us, staying throughout this whole race, we got to appreciate you. Thank you for your patience, as this race been a race of attrition. No real big wrecks, a lot of single car incidents. So if you have tuned in this whole time, we appreciate you tuning on in. If you're skipping on around, we also appreciate you tuning on in tonight's race, as this is definitely a big race of attrition and not kind of the race we want to put on for this league. So I'm sure we'll probably re-rack them and have a nice talk after this. But from next week, we get to look forward to 90 laps at the Darlington Speedway. We'll probably see some throwbacks on the cars, and that place always puts on some good racing. High speeds, close quarters racing. That's going to be a good one at the 1.3 mile Darlington Raceway. We can catch that next week on Tuesday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network, being brought to you by yours truly, Brett the Jet, in the booth. So Ron Hart now has the extra pressure on him. Matt Kemp got a good restart last time. Ron Hart's going to have to change it on up to try and keep this race lead. And then they got a hungry Hayden Swank in third, as the pressure building on up for our race leader, as he's led every lap and doesn't want to let it slip away late in this race. This time by at the start-finish line, we should see the lights get extinguished on the iRacing pace car. Al Bossman Smith getting the mileage on that pace car tonight. Have a lot of laps out on track. I mean, if we're taking count of laps led and the pace car is included, I think the pace car has the most laps led by the end of this one. But, of course, officially it is Ron Hart in the 51 machine trying to lead flag to flag in a race of attrition tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. We'll once again wait for the iRacing pace car, head down pit road and makes the way down there. And now we wait for Ron the Hitman Hart once again leading us to green to the Geico restart zone. Off of turn number 4, the field will come. Ron Hart fires off good. Matt Kemp once again a great restart right on the back bumper, as the field now dives down into turn number 1. Not even a half a car length between them, as Matt Kemp right on the back bumper gives Ron Hart a shot. Looks to the inside, battle for the race lead here late in this one. Ron Hart may lose this in a heartbreaker. They'll go side by side. Matt Kemp gets a bit of a bobble, though. That could open up the door for Ron Hart on this top lane. Matt Kemp drives it in there deep. They both wash up and off at turn number 2. They go side by side still, as Matt Kemp takes over the race lead. Ron Hart tries to dive it in front of Hayden Swank. Hayden Swank fills that gap, and around goes Ron Hart. Same with the yellow further on back. We'll have to see if Ron Hart gets a spot back, because he did not fully stop with the yellow flag coming out for the blue deuce of John DeMeester. We're going to see what happened to John DeMeester as big time sideways down the back stretch. It looked like he was a little slow trying to save that car, and then John DeMeester trying to hang on to it, and Thiel gets a big piece of John DeMeester into turn number 3, and that will bring out a yellow flag inside of 5 laps to go. As we'll take a look here one more time, see what brought out the yellow flag. See what happened to John DeMeester off at turn number 2, because it looked like he got a little bit loose, tried to save the car, and Devin McDonald, having no time to react, gets in the back bumper of that 2 machine. Then John DeMeester, just along for the ride, tries to keep it out of harm's way, and Thiel nowhere to go. Heavy contact to the left front of that 84 machine. We're going to try one more replay here and see ride on board with the 84 machine and see his contact as we jump on board with Drew Thiel. You'll see the contact happen in front of you. Thiel, seeing the car spinning down low, decides to jump it on high, tries to get around him, and then you see the spinning DeMeester make heavy contact with the left side of Thiel. And that might end the race here early, right before the end of this one, as Matt Kemp takes over the race lead here late in this one. Ron Hart got to be punching that steering wheel, leading the most laps up until this one, and then getting it taken away from this. So we will have to see how this shakes on out, as now Hayden Swank finds himself in the catbird seat. He finds himself in second with those fresh tires. Dave Payne third. Stephen Hoffman fourth. Kyle Munson rounding out the top 5. As we are under our 18th yellow flag of the night. A lot of yellows, and we got to see, do we get any more? Do we get some green-white checkers? This will just not quite be a green-white checkered when we go back green flag racing, but it will be probably 4 laps to go when we decide to see the green felt back out on the speedway. As this is where it gets wild. We'll see some wild moves take place by the end of this one. As the lights get extinguished on the iRacing pace car, Matt Kemp will be leading us to green in the 54 Chevy Accessories machine. Hayden Swank second, Dave Payne third, Stephen Hoffman fourth, Kyle Munson fifth, Ron Hart sixth, seventh, Brandon Marlowe eighth, Nate Henry ninth, Tim Rogers, and rounding out the top 10 there goes to Devin McDonald. As the field heads through turns number 3 and 4, we look back to the green lights here as we wait for the field to head into the Geico restart zone. And Matt Kemp on the loud pedal here. We will see 4 laps to go here at the Martinsville Speedway. Ron Hart further on back, trying to waste no time to get back up to those front running spots. He finds himself in the traffic for the first time here tonight, as he tries to make the move now on Kyle Munson here in 3 and 4. Ron Hart to the inside, Munson up top. This time at the start finish line, we will see 3 laps to go. Hayden Swank trying to drive the wheels off of that 35 machine. He is very loose, trying to put down the power. Further on back, John DeMeester a little bit slow. He gets that car back rolling though, so we stay green. Out front, Matt Kemp will see popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 laps to go for the race leader here at the Martinsville Speedway. Kemp just wants to see the white flag so this race gets on over with and we can start packing on up. Looks like we got 12 cars on the lead lap here. And off of turn number 4, Kemp will come with a healthy race lead. He'll see the white felt. 1 more lap to go here at the Martinsville Speedway for race number 5 of the American Sim Racing Club. Further on back, Ron Hart trying to hold off the position from Kyle Munson. But further up front, Matt Kemp off at turn number 4. He will pick up the win here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. Hayden Swank second, Dave Payne third, Stephen Hoffman fourth. Ron Hart will fall back to the 5th position, as I believe we had 1 car spin, not sure who it was at the end, and it looks like maybe some frustration there, as we will probably end it here. We'll put it to Matt Kemp at the start finish line, and we will have him burn it down on the front stretch of the Martinsville Speedway. As we see Matt Kemp park it here, and we'll be heading over to the post-race results here in 1 second, folks. As we'll try and get a word with the driver of the 54 or the 5 machine, we will head down now to the front stretch and get a word with the driver, that being Matt Kemp. Matt, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
I gotcha.
Alrighty, Matt. Pretty wild race to say the least. You've started deep in this field. Tell us a little bit about these long 150 laps here tonight.
Yeah, they definitely were a long 150 laps, but just trying to be patient and not drive through the guy in front of me was kind of the key. I can't say I'm a huge fan of these cars, but I really want to get better at them. So I was happy to see the league session open tonight, and I was like, all right, you know what, give this a shot, and glad we ended up coming out with a decent run.
Yeah, you make it the 5th different winner in 5 different races. And Matt, this is the first time we're seeing you. You go straight to victory lane. Tell us, I mean, what makes that thing so quick, and where'd you find some speed tonight?
Just kind of played a restart right, and got a good run under Ron. Hated seeing him after he basically dominated the whole race, so I hated seeing something happen to him there at the end, but had a great race going with him once I got up there, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looked like once we got some green flag racing, Matt, it seemed like a fun one to say the least. And I tell you what, hopefully we'll be seeing some more. I think next week we have Darlington, and that place is always fun no matter what kind of cars we show up there. Are you planning to run some more races throughout the season here?
Yeah, definitely. That'd be fun. I'm kind of hit or miss on what I'm doing on Tuesday nights. I kind of just ended up getting home and getting on here and seeing this race was up with a few minutes left in practice. I'm like, shoot, something to run. So hopped in, and glad I did. It was pretty neat. But yeah, definitely, I'm a bigger fan of the bigger tracks. So I'd say it's likely you'll see me in the future.
Awesome stuff, Matt. Well, your name looks familiar. What other series do you run, and do you run a lot of official? Your name seems very familiar to myself.
I mean, you're probably thinking of a baseball player. I share a name with somebody. I don't even know what team he plays for. I think he plays for the Dodgers or something, or at least he did. But that's probably where you're thinking of it from.
Okay, wasn't sure if I've seen you around in the iRacing simulator world, but yeah, Matt, it seemed like that thing was dialed in tonight here at the Martinsville Speedway. You made up a whopping 16 positions from where you started, so almost the biggest mover tonight. Kyle Munson did get that with 17. So, yeah, Matt, with a little bit of info for the fans watching at home, what's your sim setup looking like these days?
Well, so I used to have a pretty small rig. I mean, literally just a little. I got a play seat when I was like 13 years old, and I got a GT driving force wheel, and that went out on me, and so I was like, all right, I just need a replacement. And let's just say it snowballed, and now I have a nice track racer sim rig. I mean, it's the T, what is it, 180 or something like that. So it's a pretty nice deal with a ultra wide, I guess you'd call it a 32-inch monitor. I don't know, I'm not super technical with that stuff, but yeah, I mean, I probably have more than I need, truthfully.
Yeah, that is too cool. So another person for the monitor side, we have a lot of guys in VR out here, but you join the monitor side. I'm on the 32, so we definitely see a lot out there on the track. And I tell you what, if you ever get the chance to go triples, Matt, it is definitely worth it. So once again, huge congratulations. You make yourself the 5th winner here tonight. Before I let you go and continue celebrating on the front stretch here, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank here tonight.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody at the league for allowing me to run. I haven't really done a whole lot of preparation in terms of running tonight, so I don't know if I'll end up getting DQ'd or not, but if I do, that's all right. I just appreciate the opportunity to run and learn a little bit in these cars. So thanks to the league for putting it on and allowing me to run it. Thank you for doing the broadcast, and I know it takes a lot to do it. It takes a lot of time out of your night to do it, so appreciate you doing that. And yeah, it was been fun.
Yeah, appreciate it, Matt. Definitely tonight with the yellows definitely was an anomaly, so don't expect that for every race because we got a lot of good drivers, as I'm sure you saw racing up through the field. So hopefully we'll see you back out here some more throughout the season. And once again, huge congratulations to add your first time win to the American Sim Racing Club. Matt, you have yourself a great rest of the night.
Hey, thanks, you as well. And I know what to expect at Martinsville, so it's not. I wouldn't put that on the series any day.
All right, appreciate it, Matt. You have yourself a great rest of the night.
You too.
Alrighty, folks, that was Matt Kemp down in Victory Lane. And now we'll jump up and run through tonight's post-race results and get everyone out of here at hopefully a decent time, as that was once again Matt Kemp picking up the win here tonight. Matt Kemp picking up the win in the number 5 or the 54 on the car. Second going to Hayden Swank in the number 35 machine. Dave Payne in the 38 Pinkerton rounds out the top 3. Stephen Hoffman in the 23, another top 5 finish. He will finish 4th. And Ron Hart, a heartbreak of a finish there. He will finish 5th. 6th going to Kyle Munson in the 8. 7th, Brandon Marlowe in the 37. 8th is Nathan Henry in the 59. 9th going to Tim Rogers and the Spotlight driver himself. Picking up the top 10, at the Martinsville Speedway, Zach Rush in the 82 will finish 10th. 11th goes to Dan Lloyd in the 9-12, Devin McDonald in the 18th. Deontay Hero in the Buckshot Machine finishes 13th. 14th going to John DeMeester in the 2. 15th is Drew Thiel in the 84. 16th, Brian Wilderson in the 951. 17th, Jeff O'Quinn in the 94. 18th, Tristan Perry in the number 81 machine. 19th, Nick Fleury in the 25. 20th is Clay Atwood in the 111. 21st, Justin Callahan in the 75. 22nd is Jordan McAvoy. And rounding out the starting field tonight, Davin Markham in the 43 finishes in 23rd. So, thanks again, fans, for tuning on in here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway for race number 5. Tune in next week for race number 6 at the Darlington Speedway. I've been Brett the Jet in the booth from Turn 3 Race Network. Be sure to tune into Turn 3 throughout the week, as we got a lot of great series, a lot of great races to be had. Everyone take care. Have a good rest of your night. And I just flew by you.